Have you ever noticed that many people invest for years and still remain stuck in the same financial place? This doesn't happen because of a lack of effort or intelligence. The truth is more uncomfortable. Most people try to grow their money by skipping fundamental steps. They sell the idea that investing is a magical, fast, and simple formula, when in reality it's a process that requires order. In this video, you'll discover the 2 stages of personal finance that actually make money grow consistently, without miracle promises. This method isn't some pretty internet theory. It shows up repeatedly in the habits of people who build wealth over time. And as we move forward, you'll realize that the biggest financial mistake isn't investing the wrong way, but starting the wrong way. Before we continue, let me introduce myself. My name is Felipe, and I'll help you on this journey into the world of finance, so leave a like and subscribe because there's always high-value content here. When someone starts the wrong way, it's almost always because they believed in a very popular lie, the idea of getting rich quickly. On social media and in ads, it seems like everyone got rich in a matter of months using a secret investment or a simple strategy. The problem is that these stories only show the end of the movie, never the beginning. They ignore debt, financial disorganization, and years of silent preparation. This lie creates a dangerous expectation. People start believing that investing is a shortcut that replaces discipline, control, and patience. So they enter the market looking for immediate results, without understanding risk, without a safety reserve, and without consistency. When the gains don't show up quickly, frustration sets in. When they do show up, overconfidence takes over. In both cases, money suffers. Reality is far less glamorous, but much more effective. People who build wealth rarely start by thinking about multiplying money. They start by thinking about not losing it. They begin by organizing their finances, creating margin, and learning how to manage their own behavior. Only after that does investing start to make sense. Understanding this lie is essential because as long as you believe in shortcuts, you'll keep tripping over the same point. That explains why so many people work hard and stay stuck in the same place. After believing in this promise of quick wealth, many people fall into a frustrating cycle that seems impossible to escape. They work hard, get paid, pay their bills, and before they realize it, the money is gone. There's no time left, no energy left, and most importantly, no money left. It feels like you're always running but never moving forward. The problem isn't the lack of income itself, but the lack of direction. Without a clear financial system, money becomes something that simply comes in and goes out, driven by urgencies, momentary desires, and automatic habits. Small daily expenses, emotional decisions, and a lack of planning create invisible leaks that prevent any real progress. Over time, this leads to a false conclusion: I don't make enough money to get ahead. And that belief is paralyzing. People start to think that the only way to change their life is through a big stroke of luck or a miracle investment. But the truth is that many people with ordinary incomes build wealth precisely because they learn to control cash flow before trying to multiply it. Understanding why money isn't moving forward is the first step to changing this reality, and that's exactly where a simple yet powerful framework comes in, one that separates those who are constantly struggling from those who build financial freedom. To break out of this cycle, you need to stop improvising and follow a clear structure. And that structure comes down to just 2 stages, simple to understand, yet ignored by most people. The first is capital control and generation. The second is capital multiplication. The most common mistake happens when someone tries to start with the second stage without having completed the first. Stage 1 is about building the foundation. It's about learning how to control your money, reduce leaks, organize priorities, and consistently make money left over. Without this, any investment becomes unstable because it depends on money that is never predictable. Stage 2 only comes into play when there is consistency. That's when money starts working for you through investments designed for the long term. These stages don't compete with each other, they complement one another. One supports the other. People who build wealth follow this exact order, even if they've never stopped to label it this way. When you understand this logic, many financial decisions start to make sense, And more importantly, it becomes clear why skipping steps almost always ends in frustration, a topic we now need to face in more depth. When someone ignores the first stage and jumps straight into investing, the result is almost always the same: frustration. Investing before you're ready is like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. No matter how much you pour in, the money keeps leaking out through the same places. Debt, disorganized spending, and emotional decisions drain any gains before they even have a chance to grow. In this scenario, investing stops being a tool and becomes a source of anxiety. The person has to pull money out of investments to cover emergencies, abandons the strategy during the first rough period, or constantly switches investments looking for something that works better. The problem was never the investment itself, but the lack of structure behind it. Without financial control, there is no predictability. Without predictability, there is no consistency. And without consistency, time, the greatest ally of money, is wasted. That's why many people say that investing doesn't work, when in reality, they never created the conditions for it to work. Before thinking about returns, you need to think about stability. Before multiplying, you need to protect. This understanding completely changes how you see money, and it's exactly this foundational adjustment that defines the first major stage of personal finance, one we now need to break down clearly. Stage 1 begins with a simple but powerful shift: making money left over every month, regardless of the amount. This isn't about earning a lot, it's about creating control. When you know exactly how much comes in and how much goes out, money stops being a mystery and becomes a tool. Without this clarity, any financial plan is fragile. The first step is identifying where your money is going. Many expenses seem small, but added up over the month, they turn into major leaks. The goal here isn't to cut everything or live in deprivation, but to make smart cuts. Remove what adds no real value and keep what makes sense for your lifestyle. This creates balance, not suffering. Next comes building a financial margin. Margin is the difference between what you earn and what you spend. It's what creates security, reduces stress, and opens space for better decisions. Even if that margin is small at first, it needs to exist. It's proof that you're in control, not just reacting to bills. Making money left over is a trainable skill. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. And when this foundation is solid, something changes automatically. You stop thinking only about surviving until the next paycheck and start seeing possibilities. This shift in perspective is crucial because it shows that after organizing cash flow, there's an equally important next step: strengthening the money that is now starting to remain. Once money starts to be left over, an important realization emerges. There's a limit to how much you can grow by cutting expenses alone. At some point, financial progress requires increasing income. Many people ignore this and try to compensate for low income with risky investments or unrealistic expectations. The result is usually frustration and stagnation. Increasing income doesn't necessarily mean changing jobs or working twice as much. It can involve developing new skills, seeking promotions, negotiating your value better, or creating additional income streams. When income grows, your financial margin grows with it, and the entire system becomes stronger. Investing becomes a strategic decision, not a desperate attempt to accelerate results. With more capital available, you gain something essential: consistency. Instead of investing only when money happens to be left over, you invest in a planned way, month after month. This reduces emotional mistakes and dramatically increases the impact of time on your money. Small, regular contributions tend to outperform big bets made without structure. Understanding this logic changes the game. First, you create control. Then, you strengthen capital generation. Only then does it make sense to think about accelerating growth. And that's exactly where the second stage of personal finance comes into action, showing how money can start working for you. When capital control and capital generation are in place, stage 2 finally makes sense. Here, the focus is no longer just on having money left over, but on multiplying it over time. This is when investments start working in your favor, not as a gamble, but as a system. The real differentiator at this stage isn't choosing the perfect investment, but maintaining consistency. Money grows when time and discipline work together. Compound interest works like a cumulative effect. Each result builds on the previous one, creating growth that accelerates over the years. That's why amounts that seem small gain power when they're invested regularly. People who understand this stop chasing quick gains and start respecting the process. Another essential point at this stage is behavior. Investing well isn't about reacting to market emotions, but about following a clear strategy even when conditions fluctuate. People who build wealth know that bad periods are part of the journey, and that abandoning the plan halfway usually comes at a high cost. When money starts working for you, something changes in how you relate to the future. The focus shifts from just paying bills to building options. This stage brings a sense of real progress because money begins to grow even while you sleep. But for that to happen, you must avoid a common mistake that still traps many people, confusing the appearance of wealth with real wealth, something we need to understand now. As money starts to grow, a silent trap appears, the temptation to look rich. Many people use any financial improvement as an excuse to raise their lifestyle. Better cars, bigger spending, and status-driven decisions create a feeling of success, but they drain the very resource that should be building freedom. Looking rich brings immediate applause, but becoming rich requires invisible choices. It means saying no to short-term impulses in exchange for security and options in the future. People who build wealth understand that every dollar spent today is a dollar that won't be working tomorrow. That's why they prioritize assets over appearances, progress over approval. This contrast explains why people with similar incomes end up in completely different places. One uses money to support an image, the other uses money to create independence. Over time, the difference becomes massive. Those who choose the path of building gain freedom. Those who choose the path of appearances gain constant pressure to maintain an expensive lifestyle. Understanding this difference is essential so you don't sabotage everything you've built so far. Because in the end, the goal of personal finance isn't to impress anyone, but to gain control over your time and your choices. And to turn this understanding into action, everything needs to be reduced to a simple, executable plan that anyone can follow. After understanding the two stages and the main mistakes, everything needs to be simplified. Personal finance works best when the plan is clear and easy to execute. This process can be summarized into 4 direct actions. First, organize. Know exactly how much comes in, how much goes out, and where your money is going. Second, make it left over. Create a financial margin, even if small, every month. Third, invest. Put that money to work consciously, respecting your profile and the long term. And fourth, reinvest. Let your money grow without interrupting the process. This plan works because it respects the correct order. It doesn't require complex formulas or high salaries. It requires consistency. When you follow these steps, progress stops depending on motivation and starts depending on habit. Small actions repeated over time create results that seem too big to those watching from the outside. Most importantly, start exactly where you are. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The right system, applied with patience, makes money grow in a predictable and sustainable way. In the end, growing money isn't about luck or finding the perfect investment. It's about following the right process in the right order for long enough. When you stop fighting money and start working with it, everything changes. Anxiety decreases, decisions become clearer, and the future stops being a source of fear and becomes a project. The 2 stages of personal finance aren't shortcuts, but safe paths. Capital control and generation come before multiplication, always. When you respect this logic, growth stops being an accident and becomes a consequence. Financial freedom begins with a simple decision: take control today. The size of the first step doesn't matter. What matters is taking that step now with awareness and consistency.